One is still alive, they heard Bremeral's voice. When they looked up, they saw her raise her great blade. But not for long, you son of an ugly goat, she hissed and brought her blade down. No, m.h.u yelped. Stop, Lady barked. Hold your steel, growled Arga. No one quite understood what happened next. One moment the ranger girl was standing over the orc, glaring down at it with hate-filled eyes and bringing down her great sword. The next, she was 16 feet off the ground, hanging by the arm with her sword pointing at the night sky, wrapped by thick, gnarly strands of choke vines that had punched right out of the dirt. What the ranger girl blurted as she stared at her sword arm, then down at her dangling feet. Please, Ranger Bremeral. Do not kill him, m.h.u pleaded as she came running. You did this, the ranger girl spluttered. I am so sorry. But you were going to kill him, the young woman said almost in tears. Yes. That was the idea, Bremeral hissed, glaring down at her. But he didn't do anything to you. None of them did, m.h.u very nearly moaned. Release me and I will forget the fact that you have just assaulted a ranger, the ranger girl demanded angrily. But the girl shied back. Ranger Bremeral, Lady Magella came stomping at them. You will refrain from such demanding attitudes, and you will also refrain from threatening your companion. I am a ranger of the kingdom, lady. You do not have jurisdiction over me, she flared as she struggled to free her arm from the choke vines. m.h.u, Layla approached cautiously. Please release my cousin. Her tone was not belligerent but cool, somewhat distant, and it had a demanding sternness in it. Her cheeks seemed flushed and puffy also, much like they became when she was aiming at a target from the fletch end of one of her arrows. m.h.u stared at her. Many things the young woman might not understand, from a social point of view, but apparently, she was good at reading body language. She stared at her, blankly at first, then a tiny crest appeared on her froze. Her face flushed as she pinched her mouth to an unhappy shape and she clenched her fists, but she did not back down. Then she gave Layla a non-challenging but steady look. Will you hit me with a stick, then, Ranger Layla? It will hurt, but I am used to it. You are from Dim Woods, are you not? She asked, her voice trembling a bit. I am from Dim Woods, Layla told her. And so is my cousin. Have I held that against you? m.h.u said. Why would you hold that against me? Layla asked boldly. The men of Dim Woods did oft hurt me, the young woman replied. I never did hurt you. Neither did my cousin, Layla said angrily. No. You did not. But your words do not match your face, nor do your hips agree with them, m.h.u said. My what? The ranger girl asked, her face turned into surprised bafflement. You are looking at me like I am one of them, m.h.u said, pointing at the dead orcs. And you stand ready to pounce. Your words say one thing, but your body says another. Layla stared at her. You find it incomprehensible, m.h.u continued, then paused, her face suddenly burning red. Imdombracompatible, she said. What? Layla mumbled, totally baffled now. Incomprehensible, she gave it another try but failed. Layla stared at her. Some more. The young woman squirmed as she tried, very hard, to find some relief from her predicament. Incomprehensible, Arga prompted with a growl. m.h.u never looked up at him but her face turned into some dark maroon color. Yes. That, she mumbled, then added, still pointing at the carnage. You find it incomprehensible that all dim woods men are bad. But you do not question your thought when it comes to these. For heaven's sake, girl, they are orcs, Layla flared. Hello? I am still up here, by the way, Bremeril said, still hanging from the choke vines. My father did not slay those that he did not like. Many races, beasts and monsters, orcs and ogres lived in his forest. So did elves, dwarfs, and humans. Elves knew I was there, yet they never let me come near their village. The dwarfs, my father never told them about me. The humans attacked me when and wherever they saw me. They beat me and did they whip me. Orcs never hurt me and ogres welcomed me even though I am not an orc, and neither am I an ogre. So, let us then, Ranger Layla, hear what he has to say before you judge them, the girl said somberly. For as sure as it will be dawn soon enough, he will die without your help. Someone has put a hole in his heart with iron and he is living on shallow time. And she knelt down and sat next to the dying orc. Very carefully, tenderly, even, she took his blooded head, made a pillow of her lap, and rested it there. Lady Magella, young Eudorin, the little gnome, 9, and the paladin girl, Moira, were standing some few yards away, listening to the exchange with odd looks on their faces. Arga never understood why he felt what he did, white and blind fury. Or perhaps, if so, it was the first time in his entire life that he'd felt it. And it wasn't precisely what the young woman had said, but how she had delivered it. It was naively idealistic, to be sure. Orcs were orcs, after all. But there hadn't been any fiery passion in her voice as one would expect from the young and the zealous. She had said it with calm, settled, and somehow, contentation as if she was the Morrow of some vast ocean, just after a churning and savage storm, and that very same voice carried her words all the way down to the dark depths of his empty, cavernous, and dead heart, seeped into the marrow of his very bones. And settled there. The orc's eyes fluttered and opened. He stared up at the night sky, his face confused and his eyes glazed. You are the daughter of Boss Catbear, the orc croaked with a wet, gurgling voice. It was hard to figure out whether it had been a question or merely a statement. I am the daughter of Boss Catbear, yes, Inshallah confirmed, staring down at his ugly and brutish face. Boss Catbear has a pretty daughter, the orc whispered with a broken grin as dark, oozing blood seeped from the side of his lips. Do you really think so? The young woman asked honestly, and a bit girlishly. I see so, the orc wheezed. I am dying. Yes, Inshallah said. I am sorry. Do not be. I am free, the brutish creature said, and coughed, splattering blood all over the young woman's face and dress. Free? The girl asked. The call, the orc whispered, of the Dark One has begun. Once again. As he did many times before. And this time, he sent his Orken to recruit us. They came in numbers. Much bigger than us. And stronger. But no mind. No heart. No mercy. Our chieftain. He refused. And died first. Then they killed us. Our men and our women and our children. Our whole tribe. Only we survived. Wanted to warn Boss Catbear. But we learned that he died. And now we have no boss. Only the call, and his Orken dogs. So we ran. To reach the great northern tundras. The Ice Wolf Horde. They would have accepted us. The orc struggled and turned his head to see the bloody field. But I don't think that is going to happen now, he said with another bloody grin. No, it is not. I am sorry, m.h.u whispered. Do not be, the orc gurgled. Among all the mortals in this world, only I get to die. In Boss Catbear's daughter's lap. m.h.u. My name is m.h.u, the girl whimpered. Heavens willing, m.h.u, the orc wheezed. As his body went limp, his grin faded, and his eyes turned glassy. A morbid silence settled over the bloody field as the young woman carefully took the orc's hands and crossed them on his bloody chest. Gently, she set his head on the ground as the choke vines slowly withdrew back into the earth and settled the ranger girl on her feet again. Bremerl rolled her sword arm several times, then, with a swift spin, she sheathed her great blade over her shoulder and just stood there. He was dying anyway, she said irritably to the odd girl who was now sitting quietly next to the dead orc looking down at him with sad, mournful eyes. Why did you stop me? What did you gain by this confrontation? Gain, m.h.u said, her tone disturbingly quiet. I have gained nothing, Ranger Bremerl, for I did not stop you for my benefit. I stopped you, for you. The ranger girl cocked an eyebrow. You are not a murderer, but still a ranger now, m.h.u replied silently, still staring down at the orc.